Cam's trying to get the heat shield in there and couldn't reach it from below, so I came up with this solution. Oh, I can't even get it out. I'm stuck against the wall. Look at that. That's a unit. Alright, you ready?
You only putting 3 on? You
what?
guy.
Wait, did I put 3? They had 4. And this one's loose. Look at that. That's like a major gap. So that's where the exhaust leaks from.
I think it's out, yeah. I think just pull it back. Oh, now it's out. Oh, watch the trans, yeah. Alright. She's out. Look at that. It's totally out.
She's still dripping.
What do we think?
Yeah! Let's go!
Got Cam over here. Oh, and that's it. Camera's dead. Oh no, it's still on.
Okay.
We're good.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Still alive. Let's go!
We're back.
It's crazy that a lot of these components have 200,000 miles.
Internet, what's going on? As you guys saw with that opening sequence, there is no motor in the B5 anymore. And if you're new to the channel, this is the furthest I've ever gone into a car by like a mile and a half. In this video, we're gonna be doing the clutch, so transmission's coming off, all of the mounts. Omar's coming over right now. We're gonna do the timing belt. I've already replaced the heater core, which the entire dash had to come out for. We're basically gonna make the B5 as new as I can possibly make it from a motor, transmission, mount standpoint. And then hopefully, once we finish with the all-road project, I'll get into the suspension on this car and we will be really dialed. But I'm most excited for one, not to have a slipping clutch. I've had a slipping clutch for the past 6 months. And 2, I'm excited for heat again. Omar will be here in a minute and we're jumping into timing. This is a water feature, new water feature for the
We're just missing koi fish.
Let's see it. Let's see it. It's the new champion's belt. The old champion's belt retired. See ya. Journey of figuring out how absolutely smoked this clutch is. Oh, well, shouldn't drop that unless you don't use it anymore. I mean, doesn't seem awful. Anyone wants a lightly used B5 S4 clutch, hit me up. Holy cow! I was not expecting that to be that heavy. Looks like maybe we're leaking a little bit. Good thing I have a rear main. Let me get these tough Allen bolts on the turbos. Supposedly these are the hardest ones. And so far, I've gotten 4 out of 6. No way. If that worked, I'm gonna lose my mind. Come on. Pull the line, get out of there. 1 turbo out. Let's go, baby. That's 2 turbos up.
This was actually the first set of valve cover gaskets and the first time I've ever had valve covers off of a motor. So the guidance from Omar before I did the job was greatly appreciated, but made it through that without, really any major trouble. Then we jumped into the rear main seal. This was an interesting challenge, but luckily the homies from 034 sent me out their sick billet rear main seal. It was awesome, it was easy to install, and then we moved on to the flywheel.
All right, it's time to install the clutch, and the homies at JH Motorsport sent me out this guy. This is their single mass lightweight flywheel, and I cannot describe to you how much lighter this is than the one that came in the car. It is crazy. All these bolts on the rear main seal are torqued.
I want to give a big shout out to the homies at JH Motorsport for supporting the channel for so long. This is their 3R clutch, so this is like the middle in their offering, the 1R clutch being designed more for stock turbos, and the 5R clutch actually being a 6-puck clutch. This clutch is basically a hybrid clutch of ceramic and metal-backed material. Ultimately, what this offers is a great daily drivable clutch that can also definitely hold on to the power of K04s. Did I mention we're doing K04s in this video? I don't think I've mentioned that yet. Anyway, K04s and E85 as well as K04 launches should be no problem for this clutch as long as I'm not doing back-to-back-to-back launches.
Oh baby, that's butter. They said I'll know the clutch is lined up if the alignment tool slides in and out easy.
It does.
Dude, it like no effort at all.
Hell yeah.
All right, I hope you guys have enjoyed the time-lapse sequence so far. I've been editing this as it goes. Obviously, this has been like quite a long project. But in the past week, since Saturday, today's Thursday, I'm going to have the motor back in the car the following Saturday. Omar and I did the timing belt, water pump, thermostat, all that fun stuff on the front of the motor. I did the rear main seal, the clutch is back on, I did both valve cover gaskets, and that's where I ran into a problem. You see, on the valve cover gasket is this, which is an evap hose, and if you notice, the connector for that evap hose is down here. So when I went to pull this off, I pulled improperly. It was completely on me. I gave the line a little yank, and well, that snapped. And if you come back down here, hang on, I gotta go around the motor. Okay, we're on the other side now. If you chase that evap line down here, right down, ignore this, right down to there, that is what's called the spider hose on the B5 S4. I've heard the name spider hose before, but I'm not enough of a B5 guy to actually know what it is. So I went and looked up the part number. That part for the 2000 to early 2001 Audi S4, discontinued, not available. You cannot get it. Luckily, my friends at 034 Motorsport, who have been sending me a ton of stuff to support this build, I got their engine mounts already on, and you'll see in the next segment when we get the K04s in. Is it in the title? Do you know that we have K04s yet? If you don't, we ordered K04s from SEP. They should be here tomorrow, which is Friday. The motor's going back in Saturday. We're a little bit of a crunch time, but the homies at 034 have sent out so much stuff, and they overnighted me a spider hose. So I'm going to get that on tonight, hopefully, if I can figure out how to get it on. And then we won't deal with any evap leaks or boost leaks or whatever you want to call them. So that's exciting. Let's jump into that. When I decided I was going K04, I hit up Nick over there. I said, Nick, what do you think about me going K04? He said, let's freaking do it. and they sent me basically the catalog of K04 parts. So I am hugely thankful to 034 Motorsport for their support on this project.
So I'm skipping ahead a little bit. You guys will see this installed in a minute, but I wanted to make sure I walked you through all the parts that we have installed. So first thing you'll notice, the X34 carbon intake box is on the floor instead of in the car. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Basically, we may or may not have a charge pipe blow off when we go for our first drive. Anyway, once I've done another, I don't know, 100 to 200 miles and I really feel comfortable with this, that will go in here. And then this engine bay will be carbon all over. This is 034's carbon Y pipe. It's RS4 bore, so it's bigger bore, like the pipes are thicker than the factory one, which is really cool, and obviously makes the engine bay look really cool. Now this connects into 034's big bore, I guess you would call them lobster claws, although they're technically inlet pipes. If you don't know what a lobster claw is, this is the piece that used to go there. See how, oh, I'm gonna scratch my carbon. See how tiny that is compared to the new one, so obviously a lot more airflow going into the turbos. That connects down there to 034's metal K04 inlet pipes. Obviously with the K04s being a bigger turbo, they have a bigger inlet, so you need to upgrade the inlets. That's something I didn't realize before I ordered the K04s, but the homies at 034 set me straight. Additionally, you'll see it on screen right now, I threw the 034 motor mounts, transmission mounts, and their upgraded snub mount on the car. And again, I don't want to give away too much from later on in the video, but man, what a difference it is. And then we topped it all off with the 034 spider hose kit. When I said we threw the whole 034 catalog at this car, I meant it. All right, the only thing that's left to do is transfer this guy over. But if you look at this motor, we now have a very robust setup. Look at that connection right there. I mean, that it was a cheap plastic evap line before. We got silicone hoses going all the way around to the other side, into here, all the way down in there, underneath the motor to the front. I could not be more stoked with that. I had a rough night the past 2 nights. I got the spider hose on, and then Cam came to my rescue today. Same guy who helped me pull the motor out is helping me put the motor back in. I think we're having Omar coming over tonight too. These are the SEP K04s, but these have a nice little billet wheel hidden in there. I also want to note that I owe Cam and Omar a massive thank you for helping me out with this entire process, answering all my questions, and of course showing up to help me out with the actual motor install. Give them both a follow. Their Instagrams are on the screen. Thank you guys. I've started bleeding the power steering system, so I'm putting fluid in here, and then in order to get it to run through, I'm moving the power steering pulley, but this was really slow, so I found the adhesive remover wheel, and this drops the level significantly faster. And you can hear the air coming out now. That's pretty cool. Check this unit out. This is from 034. It's a carbon fiber RS4 style Y pipe. It connects to these new lobster claws that are full silicone the whole way through. I'm just warning you guys, this is some gangster stuff. Keep away from hot engine parts. Wear approved safety goggles and heat-resistant work gloves. Do not assemble or operate when tired or when under the influence of drugs or medication. You taking any medication today?
No, I'm good.
I took some Advil, so I don't know if we can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, okay. All right, give it the, well, I mean, I guess it's not gonna pull any more air out.
Yeah,
I don't know why it
just
said
let it
keep,
sit.
you wanna just let it sit for a
It
second?
stopped. Like it stopped right where it
Right.
was. And then
That's all right. Just send it.
ready? 'Cause
Yeah,
all the way down.
I'm all the way down. There it goes. All right, it's got oil in it. The axles are connected. The exhaust is connected. The coolant is filled.
Bled too.
Bled too. we're ready to prime this. So what we're gonna do is turn the key over without any of the ECU stuff connected, and that's gonna start fluids flowing through, especially the oil stuff. We wanna make sure the oil makes it through the turbos, makes it through the, you know, the oil filter, all that fun stuff, before we start it, so that it doesn't have a moment of running dry before the oil really. And this starter sounds healthy. All right, I don't record first starts because it's bad luck, but I'm doing it here for YouTube. I hope it starts, pal.
I'll take a look for stuff. It might be fuel cut from the ECU or something. Anything else you didn't plug in?
Doesn't have any codes on. All right, I got the man, the myth, the legend, right here on FaceTime. He goes, check the black connector. Go figure, my black connector was not plugged in at all. So it should start now. Fingers. Omar, you think it's gonna start? All right, come on. Don't do me dirty, car. We're all hyped up for this. Let's go! Thank you, Omar. I appreciate you. Big moment here, and I'm gonna do this quick because it's really late at night. Maiden voyage complete. We drove it from the shop home. This thing runs like absolute dog poop. So there's either got to be like a vacuum line off somewhere, or I missed one of the intercooler hoses or something. It was flashing a check engine light at me, so I'm waiting to boot up the VAGCOM. We'll see what the codes are. VAGCOM said misfires on cylinder 4, 5, and 6, and an O2 sensor issue, which if you say 4, 5, and 6, sounds to me like it's what connects to the coil packs. If you guys don't know, I have the 034 coil packs in here, which means I also have the 034 ICM deletes. This connector was shoved back behind the intake, and well, she came loose a little bit. So I just started the car. It's running much better. I'm gonna flash the K04 tune. All right, if you guys don't know, Brad at German Elite Tuning is actually a subscriber of the channel. He and I have been talking for years before I even bought the B5. So obviously, over the summer, I tuned with his Stage 2 tune, and unfortunately, I couldn't take advantage of it because of the slipping clutch. But right now, we're flashing the Stage 3 minus tune, which I'm very excited about. If I haven't explained it already, the reason we're Stage 3 minus, what they say, is because we're stock fuel system. So I don't have an upgraded fuel pump, and I don't have upgraded injectors, which means I can't fully take advantage of the K04s. Additionally, I need an 85mm MAF, which I was going to have, but I ordered the wrong one. This is good. This is good. I hope you stayed to the end of the video, and I hope you guys are enjoying this, because, man, this is such a gratifying project. Even if it doesn't come across on video, I'm having a grand old time. I'm in a parking lot with the hood open. It can only mean one thing. I was driving, Brad and I were dealing with some like boost surges where it would surge and it would go super rich, like it was just getting a ton of fuel and no air. I was driving it, it went thunk, and I came out here, the belt was rubbing on something. This guy is just completely off, so good thing I got tools. I'm gonna tighten it back up, we'll see what happens. And we're back like we never left. Shout out to Brad for pointing me at this, and Powen said, bring some tools. So before I left the house last night, I grabbed all sorts of tools. Thank goodness I did. I got a smoke tester off of Amazon. I'm pumping it in there. I got this end capped off. And there's a lot of smoke coming out down there. So I got some sort of leak down there. If you come under here and you look up in there. See that? Now look at this hose clamp right here. This one. Just Loose. Never tightened. I'll have to tighten that down. Now that that one's tightened up, we're leaking from there. Process of doing all this, I broke the coolant level sensor, one of the wires go into it, but the car feels like an actual car now. Look, it makes real boost, as it should. Doesn't lean all the way out when you get on the gas. Oh, it's so good. I'm so excited. Come on, clutch, brake in faster. Man, what can I end this video with other than some gratitude? One, thank you guys for watching. This is like 20 minutes at this point, and I don't usually make videos this long, but I wanted to put it all in one video instead of like milking it out into a bunch of content. I feel like it's important, at least for me, to document my first motor pull in its entirety. And this video was a lot of firsts. It was my first motor pull, my first transmission removal, my first clutch replacement, my first, what else did I do? My first valve cover gaskets, my first timing job. There's a lot of stuff that I did here that has grown my confidence exponentially. By the way, the car feels killer. Now that I've gotten those boost leaks sorted out, I'm just going through breaking in the clutch. I gotta give a big thank you to Brad for working with me on those boost leak issues and not just immediately accusing me of being wrong. Who else do I have to thank? I have so many people to thank. Shout out to homie Sip Gas on YouTube. His tutorials got me through the heater core and the motor pull. I gotta give a big shout out to Omar, to Cam, to Alex, and to Powen for helping me out in person. Companies like JH Motorsport, 034, SEP for hooking me up with parts and offering advice and giving me, you know, just kind of feedback on things that I didn't even know I needed feedback on. It's gonna be a great summer of content with the B5. It's gonna be a great summer of content with the B5. We'll turn it up. We'll make some jam. I'd like to dial in the suspension, maybe take it to a non-drag racing track day. Is that kind of crazy? Man, I'm so excited to flat foot shift this thing from third to fourth gear and just have a big wha-pow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long, but if you made it to the end, I greatly appreciate you. And again, a big shout out to everybody that helped me with this. This was not a solo job by any means. I don't want to make it seem like it was a solo job because I had help from just about anybody that I could ask for. And I am immensely grateful for that. So, with that said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Go out there and spread some positivity, and I will catch you guys in the next video.